Hello, and today we're going to be looking at ways you could be studying on an iPad Pro. So as you know, iPads with RAM, including the iPad Pro, are capable of split screening. On the left we have Notability, and on the right we have GoodNotes. I'm using the left side of my iPad to open this PDF file. This is a table that I made originally on my laptop, and later I added it into a Google document so I'd be able to work on it with just my iPad. On the right are pages of a short written outline. I want to separate the names into classes and then jot down some keywords to help me remember them. In my writing folder, I have 3 apps: GoodNotes, Notability, and Pen Ultimate, but I really only use GoodNotes and Notability. So we're just going to open any old note here. You can see that I've already read through this note and done some highlighting. So in GoodNotes, we're just going to set up our notebooks. When you create a notebook, you can pick what kind of paper you want: plain, narrow ruled, medium ruled. So I have one notebook that has all blank paper, and I have this notebook that has all lined paper. This notebook that has all lined paper that I've been writing my outlines in. GoodNotes has these tabs that you can use to jump between notebooks. You really only need one writing app on the right side to do this. However, since I have two, I like being able to read and annotate on both sides of the page. This handwritten outline is really nice for going back to and reviewing some important points and organizing the information. However, sometimes I just want to note some things down quickly, so I'll switch over to the blank paper. Thanks to GoodNotes tabs, you don't have to exit one notebook to jump to the other. All of these notes were written without having to zoom in to write smaller, and I'll demonstrate that later in the video. I found that I truly prefer using GoodNotes for writing these outlines. They've really optimized using the Apple Pencil's pressure sensitivity settings and getting the spacing of the lines just right. I'll even add in little drawings to help me visualize the information. This is me writing the outline when I was still studying for the exam. And then I'd switch over to the blank pages so I could rewrite it. And I scrolled down so I wouldn't have the answer in front of me. When you want to write smaller, all you have to do is write more lightly. The iPencil's pressure sensitivity means that you won't have to switch between pen sizes. Pressing harder, you can give some words a more bolded look, or write more lightly to squeeze in small letters. For some of you who are still debating on what writing app is best for you, I'm going to point out just two big differences between Notability and GoodNotes. They're different in a lot of ways, but maybe this will help you reach a decision. In GoodNotes, if I repeatedly highlight in the same area, nothing will happen. Also, the colors are generally brighter than in Notability. If I do the same thing in Notability, the letters will slowly begin to fade. Of course, you're not going to repeatedly highlight any part of your notes, but even one stroke is enough to notice a slight fading. Another big difference is the way the eraser works. In GoodNotes, the eraser works much like you would think it does, but in Notability, touching a small part of the line will erase the entire thing. This could be good or bad depending on how you prefer to write. There's one more app that I want to share with you guys for studying on your iPad, and that's Quizlet. If I could find it, I can just open it quickly so it'll be the first option. So on the left now I have Google Documents, and I'm going to open Quizlet on the right. If you haven't used Quizlet before, it's basically a website and now app that lets you create flashcards. So if I want to add to this set, hold on, let me scroll down. Using the Apple Smart Keyboard, I can use Tab to switch between the term and the definition side and add new flashcards. Since I'm split screening, I can work with both sides of the screen at the same time. That's really it for this video. I'm just going to close with an example of one of my notes. You can see this one has a mix of handwriting and typing because I was experimenting with the type of note-taking that would be best for this class. And you know what? Each student's learning style is unique, and every professor's teaching style can be unique too. So I like using the iPad Pro because I feel like it has the versatility to let me do whatever I choose to do. Good luck to everybody in school. Thanks for watching.